This child is about to have a real big problem. Big problem.
In the realm of combat sports, it's rare to see a matchup so unexpected that it leaves fans questioning reality itself. Enter Jake Paul, the internet sensation turned professional boxer, and Mike Tyson, a legend of the sport who ruled the heavyweight division with an iron fist in the late 80s and 90s. The idea of these two squaring off in the same ring seemed more like the plot of a sports documentary or a cinematic fantasy than a real-life event. Yet, against all odds, this dream matchup became a reality in 2024, captivating millions around the world. As the lights dimmed in the packed arena and the crowd's energy reached a fever pitch, two fighters, separated by generations and fighting philosophies, prepared for one of the most talked about bouts of the year. Mike Tyson, the heavyweight legend, stepped into the ring with an aura of intimidation that had been his trademark for decades, while Jake Paul, the social media megastar and polarizing figure, entered the squared circle with the swagger and confidence of someone with everything to prove and nothing to lose. The atmosphere was electric, but as the fight unfolded, it became clear that this wasn't just a spectacle. It was a true clash of skills, experience, and endurance. The following is a blow-by-blow breakdown of the action-packed contest that shook the world. As the opening bell rang, it was clear that both fighters were feeling the weight of the moment. Tyson, at 58 years old, had not lost an ounce of his intense, predatory focus. His eyes locked onto Paul's, and the former heavyweight champion moved with a sense of purpose that belied his age. There was no hesitation in his approach as he slowly stalked his younger opponent, cutting off the ring and probing for openings. In contrast, Jake Paul, the much younger and less experienced fighter, showed visible signs of tension, knowing full well that he was up against a man who had demolished some of the greatest names in boxing history. The first round was a classic feeling-out process, with both fighters testing the waters. Tyson launched a few sharp jabs and hooks, reminding the world that his power remained a real threat. Paul, however, used his reach and agility to stay on the outside, trying to avoid getting cornered by Tyson's relentless pursuit. While there were no significant blows in this round, the tension was palpable, and fans knew that it was only a matter of time before one of these fighters unleashed their full arsenal. As the second round began, Tyson started to show flashes of the brutal power that had made him famous. A left hook to Paul's body landed with a thud that echoed throughout the arena, sending the younger fighter stumbling backward. The crowd erupted as Paul hit the canvas for the first time in the fight. For a moment, it seemed as though Tyson might finish things right then and there, but to the surprise of many, Jake Paul managed to get back on his feet, shaking off the cobwebs and regaining his composure. This knockdown ignited the crowd, evoking memories of Tyson's prime when his fights rarely lasted beyond the early rounds. Yet Jake Paul proved he wasn't just there to play the role of the sacrificial lamb. He countered with a right hand that caught Tyson off guard, showing that he had the grit to hang in there. This exchange set the tone for the rest of the fight, as both men made it clear that they were in it for the long haul. In the third round, something unexpected happened. As Tyson charged forward with a series of vicious punches, Paul countered with a crisp right hand that stunned the boxing icon. The crowd fell silent, not quite believing what they were witnessing. For a split second, it appeared as though Jake Paul, the YouTuber-turned-boxer, had found the key to defeating the indomitable Mike Tyson. Sensing an opportunity, Paul pressed the attack, backing Tyson up against the ropes and landing several clean shots. The audience was on the edge of their seats as it looked like Paul might actually achieve the unthinkable and knock out one of the most feared men in the sport's history. However, as the round wore on, Tyson's experience began to show. He absorbed Paul's punches and returned fire with calculated precision, reminding the younger fighter that despite the momentary advantage, he was still in a dangerous situation. Tyson entered the fourth round with a renewed sense of purpose. Whatever vulnerability he had shown in the previous round was gone. He moved with calculated aggression, cutting off the ring and unloading powerful combinations that left Paul on the defensive. A brutal uppercut from Tyson nearly sent Paul crashing to the canvas again, but the younger fighter managed to stay on his feet, though it was clear he was feeling the effects of Tyson's relentless pressure. For many in the crowd, this was vintage Tyson, unrelenting, precise, and devastating. Paul's confidence began to waver as he realized that Tyson's age was not the advantage he had hoped it would be. Every punch Tyson landed seemed to sap a bit more energy from Paul, and by the end of the round, it was clear that the fight had swung back in Tyson's favor. The fifth round began with both fighters visibly fatigued, but it was Tyson who dug deep into his well of experience to deliver the fight's decisive moment. After a series of exchanges that saw both men land hard shots, Tyson uncorked a vicious right hook that caught Paul square on the chin. The force of the punch sent Paul sprawling to the canvas, and this time it was clear that he would not be getting up. The referee began the count, but Paul remained motionless, his eyes glazed over as he stared up at the lights. The fight was over. Mike Tyson had won by knockout, adding another chapter to his legendary career and proving that even at 58, he still had the power and skill to compete with the best. Though Jake Paul was defeated, he emerged from the fight with a newfound respect from both fans and critics. He had gone 5 rounds with one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing history and had even managed to land some significant punches. While Tyson's victory was decisive, Paul's performance showed that he was more than just a social media sensation. He was a legitimate fighter who had earned his place in the sport. For Mike Tyson, this fight was a reminder that age is just a number. Despite being well past his prime, Tyson demonstrated that his skills had not diminished with time. His victory over Paul was a testament to his dedication, discipline, and the sheer power that had made him a boxing legend in the first place. The Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight will be remembered as one of the most surprising and thrilling spectacles in modern boxing. It wasn't just a fight between two athletes, it was a clash between generations, a meeting of old-school grit and new-age ambition. Tyson's victory reinforced his status as one of the greatest to ever step into the ring, while Paul's performance showed that he has the heart and the skill to continue making waves in the boxing world. This fight also served as a reminder that in the world of combat sports, anything is possible. Whether it's a 58-year-old legend knocking out a young upstart or a YouTuber standing toe-to-toe with a former world champion, the sport of boxing continues to deliver moments that defy expectations. If this fight taught us anything, it's that age is no barrier to greatness, and that in boxing, the line between entertainment and pure skill is often blurred. For Jake Paul, this is just another chapter in his ever-evolving career. For Mike Tyson, it was yet another reminder that his place among the sport's greatest is forever secure. If you love this breakdown and want to see more in-depth fight analyses, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think Jake Paul should fight next? And should Mike Tyson continue his comeback tour? Stay tuned for more boxing highlights, and we'll see you in the next video.